Hi there! Today we're going to talk about examples of user personas. We will explain what they are, how you can build user personas, and share with you some examples. A user persona is a research-based, semi-fictional representation of an ideal user for a business. These are fictitious characters used to represent a real target audience. And the purpose of creating these characters is to better understand your users, their needs, and their priorities so you can create a product or an experience that they find appealing. To create these characters, you need to combine quantitative and qualitative research findings, and then you start bringing your user personas to life. So an important question is, what are the components of a user persona? These are the things that you must clarify when you're creating a user persona. Number one is demographic information, and this is information related to age, gender, educational level, occupation, and so on and so forth. Then you have psychographic information, and this is related to interests, motivations, aspirations, values, and lifestyle. The third component is behavioral insights. And these are information related to patterns of behavior, habits, and product usage frequency. You should also include user goals and objectives, what they aim to achieve both long-term and short-term. The fifth component is challenges and pain points. These are the problems that this user faces, which a product or a service might address. And then you should also include a scenario, and this is a brief narrative or a story that contextualizes how the persona might interact with a product in the real world. Component number 7 that you may include in your user persona is a code or a testimonial. And this is a fictitious code that embodies the perspective or the feelings of that user. You should also include preferred channels of communication, like how and where this persona best receives information. Component number 9 is technological proficiency. Because technology plays a huge role in today's world, you should mention how comfortable is this persona with using technology. You should also include influencers, like who or what influences their decisions or opinions. And finally, you should include brand interactions, like their past experiences and interactions with related brands or products. There are so many benefits to creating a user persona. First of all, it helps you build empathy. It helps your team empathize with users and understand their needs, their desires, and potential problems too. It also helps you make informed decisions. It offers insights that can guide the design, the development, and the marketing process too. Another thing is that it helps you with prioritization. It helps you identify features or services that are of utmost importance to the target user. And finally, it helps you with alignment. It ensures that different departments or stakeholders are on the same page when it comes to the target user. Sometimes, companies create multiple personas to ensure that alignment, and in that case, they create a primary persona which represents the main user group for which the product is optimized. Then they create a secondary persona, which is important but not the main focus. The needs of the secondary persona are satisfied as long as they don't conflict with the needs of the primary persona. They may also include tertiary persona, which is less common users who the product occasionally caters to. And finally, they may create an anti-persona, which represents who the product is not for. This helps in creating boundaries for design and marketing strategies. So what are the steps to create a user persona? Step number 1 is research. Gathering data through methods like user interviews, surveys, competitor analysis, and observations too. Step number 2 is analysis. And this means that you need to sift through the data to identify common patterns and themes. Step number 3 is segmentation, and this means grouping similar user types together. And step number 4 is drafting. That means creating rough drafts of potential personas. Step number 5 is refinement, and that means narrowing down and refining based on further research and feedback. So let's take an example of what a user persona would be like for a small hotel in Belfast. We're gonna give that persona a name, which is Connor. Connor is the business tracker. He's 35 years old, he's a mid-level manager at a tech company. He lives in Dublin and he earns £55,000 a year. He travels frequently for business meetings. These are the demographic information about Connor. When it comes to psychographics, he enjoys quiet evenings with a book or Netflix. He prefers unique and local experiences over chain brands. And finally, he values comfort and convenience. Now, Connor has goals, and his goals are to find a comfortable place with fast Wi-Fi. He's also looking for proximity to business hubs and local transport too. And finally, he needs a quiet room to work and rest. Now, Connor also has some challenges or pain points. First of all, he dislikes noisy environments, and he's frustrated by slow or unreliable hotel services. He often struggles to find places that offer an authentic local experience. If we can sum up Connor's perspective, we can give him a quote like, "I need a place where I can work peacefully and then walk around to feel the essence of the city." And finally, his preferred channels of communication are email, LinkedIn, and hotel booking platforms. Example number 2 is for a user persona for a ride-sharing app, and we're gonna give her the name of Alexiana, the urban commuter. Alexiana is 27 and she's a junior architect at a downtown firm. She lives in a bustling city suburb. She's single and she shares an apartment with 2 roommates. Her annual income is $55,000 per year. This is the demographic information. When it comes to the psychographics, she's environmentally conscious. She prefers shared commuting to reduce her carbon footprint. She's social and enjoys meeting new people and having short chats. She relies heavily on technology for daily tasks and values convenience. Now, Alexiana has goals, and her goals are to find a reliable mode of transportation to and from work. She's looking to save money compared to owning and maintaining a car. And finally, she wants to use commute time productively. Like, for example, she could catch up on her emails. When it comes to pain points, Alexiana could have many of those. First of all, public transport can be inconsistent and crowded. Number 2, parking downtown is expensive and challenging to find. And finally, she's concerned about safety, especially when commuting late at night. Now, we can dive deeper into her behavior. For example, she typically books rides during peak hours, 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. She occasionally uses the app for social outings on weekends, and she often checks for carpool or shared ride options first. Alexiana's code could be something like, "I need a hassle-free ride to work and back without the worries of parking or public transport schedules." Alexiana's preferred channels of communication would be mobile apps, email notifications, and social media updates. And of course, her technology proficiency is high. She's regularly using various apps for food delivery, finance, communication, and entertainment too. Now, having that level of information about your target audience in the form of a user persona helps you create better experiences and craft stronger marketing messages to your audience. Now, thank you very much for watching this video. We hope that you now have a better understanding of what a user persona is. But if you have any questions, we're happy to help you. Just drop us a comment and we'll get back to you.